Today we're going to talk about tomatoes. We're going to talk about the varieties that grow well indoors as well as how to actually start the tomatoes. This is the first in the series of how our tomato growth is going to progress, and we're going to show you how to plant the plants today. Last year we started with 10 varieties that we wanted to evaluate, and what we've done is narrowed it down to 5 varieties that we really like. They are Tiny Tim, actually from 2 different suppliers, Totem, Sweet and Neat, and Red Robin. So those are the ones that we're going to show, have been growing successfully. Most of them that we've bought are from a company called Totally Tomatoes in Wisconsin. These are the ones that taste the best, produce the best, last the longest, are the healthiest looking plants. We're planting them in early October this year. They were started 4 weeks ago, and so they should start producing right around December. So anyways, that'll last us through the winter. One of the reasons we really like these varieties is that they're determinate. They don't get really large, which you wouldn't want in your home. They taste great, they last a long time. The media that we use for our tomatoes is a mixture, 50-50 mixture of coconut coir and vermiculite. Coconut coir comes in bricks like this. You can get it from a variety of different manufacturers. And what you do is when you get it, you actually put water in it and it expands like 5 to 1. And so that'll actually grow a lot of tomatoes, this 10-pound brick. And vermiculite is a natural product that you can get in a variety of big box stores, or you can buy it on Amazon as well. And you mix it 50-50 and you create this very loose, fluffy media that the roots grow through very, very nicely. The next thing is the container. This is a container made by a company called Bloom, and it's self-watering, which is really important. You'll notice there's a opening here in which you pour your nutrient-filled water as your tomatoes grow. And the other thing that's really important is a tomato cage or a tomato stand, which you can use to make the plants grow and support the plants. So you could see this one can be expanded vertically up to as high as you want it to be. And it's also a great way to hang the light over your plants. So as the plants grow, you can move the light up and down above the plant. These are the 5 varieties of tomatoes that we're going to plant. And we also plant them in a mixture of coconut coir and vermiculite. So it's exactly the same media as we're going to plant them in now. You can see they're about 4 to 5 inches tall. And what we will do is take them out of the container, plant them, and water them. This is how you plant the tomato. You start by digging a hole in the middle of your container so that you can put the root ball into it. So I've created a little pocket in there. And I take my tomato, I gently turn it over and drop it out. So it drops out very easily. And I drop it and place it in the center of the container. And you can place it as deep as you want, because tomatoes, actually, it's good to actually bury them a little bit deeper. I remove some of the low leaves. When you start, you want to water the tomato very well from the top. So you actually, in this case, you can take about half a gallon of the nutrient water and water the plant. And you don't water from the bottom at all initially. So you really just pour as much water as the container can take from the top, which in this case is about a half a gallon of water. So this container I'm using is 1 gallon, so I'm going to roughly use half of it to get it nice and wet. And then the other thing that's really important is you set a timer onto your light. So although tomatoes are day neutral, you can technically leave the light all the time. We found that a 16 to 18 hour cycle works very well. So with a timer, you put that onto your power supply and set it for 16 to 18 hours a day for whatever time works best for you, and you can start watching it grow. After you've watered it initially from the top, the next day you should go back and check, put your finger into the self-watering container and see how much water is in there, and just keep it filled. So typically I find if you do it once every 3 or 4 days initially, and as the plants get larger and mature, you will probably have to do it every other day. Several other points that I'd like to make are that you want to make sure that your tomatoes are in a room that is typically 70 to 80 degrees, ideally somewhere in your home. It can be a little bit cooler, but tomatoes like warmer temperatures in general, so 70 and above would be good. Humidity levels should be 50% plus or minus 20 would probably be okay. And lighting is absolutely critical for actually getting really good tomatoes. We're using our 17-inch Procyon 2.0 in this case, so it hangs nicely over the tomato cage, and as the plants grow, you just move the light up and the plants will follow the light. Here's a handful of tomatoes that I picked this morning from a crop that we started last December, and they continue to produce. This is one called Sweet and Neat, which is actually one of our favorites. It is actually very sweet. So please subscribe to our YouTube channel and come back, and we're going to talk about other topics such as pollination, watering, how to remove some of the lower leaves on the plants to make them healthy. And give us a like if you like what we're doing with tomatoes.